Hi, my name is Stevi Hillman. I want to talk to you a little bit about quickening your horse's feet up, riding a heavier or lazy, dead-feeling horse. I really like mine to be quick and soft and sharp, but there's a lot of these colts that, you know, are either growing and they don't know where their feet are or just lazy. And she is a lot more on the lazy, heavy side. So I'll kind of show you what I do. And I'd also, with that being said about her, sometimes on the pattern she wants to just kind of float that outside shoulder instead of being quick with that shoulder coming across. So kind of show you a couple things I do with her just to sharpen her up. She really wants to stop moving her hind end and just move her front end. That's okay if you're trying to just quicken their front feet up. But for me, I want that, like I said before, I want that hind end driving her front feet constantly. And I'll ask her, you know, I'll walk in a circle like this and then I'll ask her, smooch at him and ask him to move that front end. You want him to cross over in the front. And then I'll go the other way. And don't get confused with a horse flinging their butt versus a horse using their hind end to push. If their front end stops and they only move that hind end, that's flinging the butt. As long as this front end is moving forward and this hind end is driving her front end, she wants to be a little duller in the ribs. And yes, I'll reach back and kind of pop them on the butt, wake them up, ask them to tuck their butt and move forward. And then I'll go the other way. See how she took a quick step with her hind end, which pushed her front end. Sometimes she wants to get stiff, so I'll squeeze my inside leg, lean to the outside, and move this hip out. And don't over drill your horse. That's really important. There's these little things we do with our colts to quicken them up, drills on the barrels. Be very careful not to over drill your horse because that contradicts what we're trying to do. You're trying to build confidence, show them something, but we take it away when we do that. When we overwork them, get them too tired where they're not paying attention. You know, they're like kids, they have a short attention span. So you teach them, you get off it. You want to go back to it later, that's fine, but don't over drill. Make sure they understand what you're asking and then reward them for that and then go back to it. That's how we build those steps and just build confidence. On the barrel, I'll show you, sometimes she'll float that outside shoulder. Like this is the first barrel we're coming into it. A lot of people, you'll see, will grab their face and then they're lifting and lifting and lifting. Well, what is that? That's just asking your horse to turn even more. So make sure you cue your horse correctly. You're squeezing your leg, leaning over, stepping over. Make sure you're not just pulling on that one rein. So when you just have the one rein, you're just controlling that inside shoulder and that outside shoulder could just float away out the outside. So when she steps off a barrel, I'll just stiffen or straighten her up and I'll grab that outside shoulder like this. And I'll just ask her to move outside shoulder only. If that's what I'm trying to accomplish, that's a simple little drill to get your horse to bring that outside shoulder across. Sometimes she'll come loping in here and she'll sit and she'll just kind of hang and float. So with that, I just want to bring her in just a hair tighter. And I want to just, all I'm focusing on is this outside shoulder. She's pretty heavy, so I'm going to ask her to move. And if I'll go over here and I'll do this other shoulder, and I'll go back to this. Right now I'm only focusing on that outside shoulder. Outside shoulder, outside shoulder. Just play with them until you feel it. Make sure you know where the buttons are on your horse and you're not just using the butt or the shoulders. Make sure you're using them all together. And if you need help with that horsemanship, find somebody that you ride like or that your style is like, and go get help from them to learn and ride other horses and learn that feel and figure out where those buttons are so that you know where to place your horse, how to cue your horse, because that's really important on the pattern.